The 2007 Aston Martin V8 Vantage is an amazing exotic car value. When people think of Aston Martin, they think of super-fast exotic technology, one-of-a-kind British engineering, race victories at Le Mans, and the personal transportation of James Bond. People who are passionate about sports cars have these images in their heads. Which vehicle in the film Goldfinger was outfitted with a machine gun, the one that had an ejector seat? That would be the Aston Martin DB5 that belongs to James Bond. What's the latest? This year, the most noteworthy event is the introduction of the V8 Vantage Roadster, which will be available for purchase during the second quarter of 2007. On all 2007 Aston Martin V8 Vantage coupes and roadsters, a 6-speed manual transmission is the standard transmission. However, a new paddle-shifted sequential manual transmission called Sport Shift is available as an option for the Roadster. In the interim, the Vantage Coupe receives more standard features, such as a full leather trim and a redesigned seat with an occupant categorization airbag sensor, two-way lumbar adjustment, and an easy entry feature that uses the vehicle's engine for power. This year, the range of available options has been expanded to include standard conveniences such as dual-stage seat heaters, seat memory, and an auto-dimming rear-view mirror. Leather interiors in unique colors, wheels with an anthracite finish measuring 19 inches, and Pirelli P0 Corsa tires that are wider and more grippy are some of the other new features that are available on the 2007 Aston Martin V8 Vantage. Overview of the vehicle. There are decades of automotive journalists who have thumbed through the thesaurus in quest of underused superlatives because of the unfathomable beauty of Aston Martins. These cars are famed for having meticulously crafted lines and sensuous curves that are impossible to describe. Rarely, however, have these iconic British automobiles been able to accompany their streamlined shapes with performance that was even remotely comparable to that of exotic automobiles or Porsches that are considered to be more mainstream. One of the outliers is the Aston Martin V8 Vantage Coupe, which didn't even make its debut until the previous year. Even though it is just as beautiful as any of its predecessors, this exotic sports car is also a truly enjoyable vehicle to drive. It is swift in a straight line, sharp through the corners, and eager to immerse its driver in the experience. In 2007, the Aston Martin V8 Vantage Roadster was introduced, which resulted in the expansion of the Vantage portfolio by a factor of 2. It is important to remember that the open-top V8 Vantage should not be referred to as a Volante, as Aston only uses this specific designation for their 2+2 convertibles. Following in the footsteps of the Vantage Coupe, the Vantage Roadster is a 2-seater vehicle. The intricate assembly of aluminum extrusions, steel and magnesium castings, and composite body panels that make up Aston Martin's V8 vertical-horizontal structure supports both vehicles. These components are all bonded together using cutting-edge adhesives, self-piercing rivets, and welds that are so beautiful that you can run your fingers over them and never feel a bump or a joint. Each body is stretched over a wheelbase that measures 102.4 inches, and there are low overhangings. Fenders hide the wheels in a manner that is both destructive and sensual. When the windshield is installed into the one-piece aluminum frame of the vehicle, it is positioned at such an acute angle that the profile of the vehicle is almost like a missile. The Roadster differs from the coupe more so because of its 3-layer cloth top than because of its fixed roof. At speeds of up to 30 miles per hour, the folding top may be lowered in just 18 seconds, while it is concealed beneath a protective tonneau cover. A 4.3-liter V8 engine provides the power. Aston asserts that this engine is one of its own, even though it shares a few components with the V8s that Jaguar uses. At 7,300 revolutions per minute, the V8 engine generates 380 horsepower, and at 5,000 revolutions per minute, it generates 302 pound-feet of torque. Through the implementation of a dry sump oil system, the experts at Aston were able to put it in a central location within the chassis. In addition, it is located behind the front axle, which indicates that this vehicle is front-minded. Standard equipment for the Vantage Roadster includes a conventional 6-speed manual transmission. However, purchasers have the option of selecting Aston's Sport Shift sequential manual transmission instead. In any case, the power is transferred to the back wheels. Pricing. The 2007 Aston Martin V8 Vantage Coupe and Roadster are marketed as the most approachable automobiles in Aston's lineup. Nonetheless, the price that is being asked for them is still extremely high. When desirable options like a navigation system and wheels measuring 19 inches are added to the Vantage Coupe, the price immediately increases to almost $120,000. The base price of the Vantage Coupe is approximately $110,000. When compared to a fully loaded Porsche 911 Carrera S, which excels the Vantage in all measures of acceleration or handling, this is around $20,000 more luxurious than the Vantage. The Porsche also has a reputation for being quite durable and having a high resale value, both of which are qualities that this Aston is not likely to match. Putting the figures aside, however, the V8 Vantage is a tempting option for a sports car that cannot be excused for its performance. It has stunning construction and is an outstanding performer in every conceivable way that cannot be quantified. We cannot doubt that many buyers will find owning a Vantage to be just as enjoyable as owning a 911, and the exclusivity associated with the Vantage's relative youth and limited production will only enhance that experience, both performance and mileage per gallon. Under the hood of every V8 Vantage is a 4.3-liter V8 engine that is normally aspirated and produces 380 horsepower and 302 pound-feet of torque at its maximum output. Either a normal 6-speed manual gearbox or a sequential manual transmission with magnesium power shifters positioned on the steering column is used to transmit power to the rear wheels. Both of these transmission combinations are available. It takes the Vantage Coupe 5.1 seconds to reach 60 miles per hour, and it does the quarter mile in 13.3 seconds while traveling at 106 miles per hour. Security. Several safety features are included as standard equipment, such as anti-lock ventilated disc brakes with braking assist, stability control, traction control, and seat-mounted side airbags. The front rotors measure 14 inches, while the rear rotors are 13 inches. The package also includes a tire pressure monitoring system and sensors for monitoring parking in the rear. Driving. Even though other sports cars that are significantly less expensive can match or even surpass the Vantage's performance in straight-line driving, none of them, except the Porsche 911, can deliver such a pleasurable and exotic driving experience altogether. The Vantage glides with self-assurance up and down a winding road, at the same time as it is providing its driver with valuable information about what's occurring at pavement level. It glides gradually and returns to the course it was planned to go on with minimal drama. The Aston Martin V8 Vantage Coupe and Roadster from 2007 are precisely what they appear to be: extremely quick exotic sports cars that live up to the promise that they make with their wide tires, magnificent sound, and sleek dimensions. The interior. Aston Martin's more expensive DB9 and the V8 Vantage both have fascia construction that is identical to one another. High-end leather seats and a glass ignition button that, when pressed, illuminates in vivid red greet the driver as they approach. While the Aston Martin DB9 is equipped with a couple of rear seats that are only fit for go-faster babies, the Aston Martin Vantage is only available with 2 seats. Larger pilots may find the seat and footwell to be too tight, but the accommodations for the majority of drivers are sufficient. When viewed from the outside, the car's broad pillars make sight difficult. The V8 Vantage Coupe is a hatchback, features a cargo area that is 10.6 cubic feet in size and can be reached through the rear hatch to store gear. Despite being fully automatic, the soft top of the Vantage Roadster takes a total of 18 seconds to open or close. About 5 cubic feet of space can be found in the trunk of the Roadster. Thank you for watching, and please like, share, and subscribe. See you later.